Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So this tractor here, I've started doing this field. We've done most of that side. There's a couple of little bits I've got to do sort of near the edge, and then I'm just coming up here to do this because there's something that I've got that I'd like to try that might prove interesting. A few people have suggested this, and I thought, why not? We'll give it a go. So I'm just going to sort of straighten up the edge piece here, because I don't know how well this is going to work. I never ever tried it with a tractor before. And what we got is the Auto Combine. It's, well, it used to be Auto Combine. It was two separate mods. There was Auto Combine and then there was Auto Tractor. Well, the new one that they've been working on is AI Vehicle Extension, and it works for all of them. It's supposed to do tractors, combines, all the lot, the whole shebang. So I'm hoping that it'll work, and I'm not quite sure if it will. I did just test it then, and it went a little bit weird. I've tested it with a combine on a different map. I didn't have any other mods going, so I've no idea what this is going to be like, and we shall see. What it does when you first start. Let me stop it. Oh, it's working. It's actually, it seems to be working. Right. You go Control H, and it brings up your little bit down there. So it's left Control H, and it brings up this little piece down here. And then you go to Helper Settings, it brings this up. You've got Turn Offset, Headland is off at the moment, Turn Angle. I don't know what the Turn Angle thing is all about. I really don't. Because when I was looking at it before, there's 50% Turn Angle. It goes up to down to 5% or up to 100%. And I don't know what the turn angle thing does. I've really got no clue on that one. Connected field collision. Show AI vehicle info. Show trace. Now the trace, I think, is something that just sort of comes up when it's turning. Manual steering. I really don't know what manual steering is either, because you've got auto steering. And I know what the wait during unload bit does. And if we click refresh field, okay. Now you got here auto steer on or off. I don't know what auto steer is supposed to be. So if anybody knows what that is, then please let me know. Now I'm going to activate it, and you watch this. If I get rid of the icon there, and then I do this, it calculates the size of the field, right? And then when it's finished calculating all of it, there we go, field detection. So it's done all the field detection, and now it's just going to start working. And this is fantastic. It's following the curve of the field, and the tractor is following the curve. I don't know what it is going to be like with like trailed offset implements. I think that might sort of be a little bit tricky for it. And then here, see, this field is one of the weirdest shaped fields that I've encountered. So I don't know how any AI or anything is going to cope with it, because of this great big thing sort of stuck up in the middle of it. Is really is going quite slow with this. Excuse me. I will include a link in the description to the site that you get it from. However, I'm not sure at the moment if it's like 100% complete. It's almost. I think they're getting ready to put it onto ModHub for people. So yeah, we shall see. See, look at this. Not really sure what's going on with this. It is trying to do the turn. It's like trying to calculate where it's got to go and do its calculations and everything. But it does seem to be struggling to get round this particular corner. Now it's going off into the field. You're going to stop? See what I mean? It's doing some very weird things. Excuse me. Right, so my throat is... Where is it going? Okay, I've got no idea. My throat is still quite sore. But anyway, my weekly question for this week is, do you want me to get this placeable? We've got the hayloft right here. We haven't used it in any of our series yet, but I would like to use it at some point. Do you want it to be on this map? Head into the comment section down below. Let us know what you want. It's your vote. It's your game. You have the final say. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote up in the top right-hand corner. Helper A is now blocked by an object. No, Helper A isn't blocked by anything. It's just kind of parked itself in the middle of the field and given up. So, yeah, this particular shaped field, it seems to struggle with it. And it might also be the field boundaries are not precisely laid out. That might also be to do with it. So let me just stick that one going down there. And now what's it doing? Right, see, it's being very, very weird. Very weird. Let me try there. Sticking slightly out a bit, so maybe it'll come on down through. Anyway, today we wanted to go and we wanted to gather up all of our hay and get it up towards the sheep. We're going to get the auto-load trailer. So I will go up there and I'll get that. I'll probably turn off the AI vehicle extension here and just leave it going with standard hired help. Yes, I think I will. Okay, the time has come to give up on that little project for this field at least. I'm not saying I have tried it with a combine and it does work really, really well with a combine. So we're just going to give up with it for the tractor for the time being. So you go Control H and then you just turn that to normal and then you can carry on and you do. It'll just work like a normal hired help will. So I will just sort of set it going along this side of the field along here, and then I will meet you up at the sheep with a small auto-load trailer. Right, I have the small auto-load trailer here. I've put this one onto the fence because I didn't think that the Linda would be able to tow this one up a hill, and considering how much it slowed this tractor down, I think I was pretty spot on with that estimate. So yeah, we've got a few small bales that we need to pick up. I was considering actually, because of the steep ground, putting dual wheels onto this tractor. And then after careful consideration, I thought that perhaps it wouldn't even fit through the gateways if I tried to do that. So we'll leave it with the wide tyres and hope that we don't roll over. Yeah, that auto tractor, the AI vehicle extension, I'm sure it is really good, and we will look at it a lot more. To be honest, when I first installed it, I didn't even realise that it was supposed to be for tractors as well. I thought it was just the basically the auto combine. Right, sorry sheep, just going to pretend that you're not there. Yeah, did he just jump? I really looked like he just, I'm sure he did. It did look, it looked an awful lot like he jumped just then. Right, this trailer is being a little bit weird. It's probably because we've got just a single wheel dolly. Okay, I cannot back that one. It's almost like it's got brakes on. Now I'm trying to wrap around the gate post. Yeah, it's behaving very strangely. I think it's because we've got just the one wheel dolly, and also the trailer is quite heavy. I think that's part of it. Because if we'd used the double wheel dolly, I think it might have worked out a bit better. But I'm sure that the sheep just jumped over that trailer. Let's try. There he is. Look, we've got a trailer with a sheep on it. Oh, that is brilliant. Okay, I know that we're picking up bales today, but my screenshot is right here. You will have already seen this. There he is. Oh, that is fantastic. He's walking the full length of the trailer. Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, we can wrap this up right now, ladies and gentlemen, and go home. We've done it. Oh, okay. Really doesn't seem to like this small dolly. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. The game is done. We've beaten the game. That is FS17 complete. Beat a whole lot. We've done it. Sheep up on top of the trailer. That is brilliant. That has absolutely made my week. That has. I didn't even know that that was possible. Right, let's stop right here. Yeah, see, the trailer does seem to be very, very heavy. I'm guessing that there's a very... Yes, you have a look at that there. That is some very thick plate steel on top of that trailer there. That is what is causing this. So we've got a massive weight on this trailer. It's a very heavy-duty, robust little baby. And if you have a look at the different options, you've got square bales, round bales 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5. You've got the standard small square bales, which is the HD bales. Pallets, you've got big bales, which is the Heston size ones. Bigger pallets, that's the sawmill ones that come out of the sawmill mod that we got in Goldcrest Valley. And your standard square bale. So you've got everything on this trailer. And some of those things are very, very heavy, which is why this trailer has obviously been built very robustly. Now then, work position is X. Oh, I tell you what, just for a few of them, we will pick them up and chuck them onto the trailer. Just because it is small bale time. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, I like this a lot. Right, let's just come over here. We'll go over and we'll pick a few of these up like this. And we'll come over near the great big heap of bales that we got here. Let's just get close enough to get those two on. There we go. Right. Now, this is something that Frithgar has done a lot of. Although usually we had them in flat 8s and you'd get a telehandler and you'd put them up near the trailer, and then they would, you would just sort of pack them into the load while you were working on top of the trailer. So depending on what you were doing, you know, sometimes you'd be the one in the telehandler, and trust me, that old telehandler that we used to use was not the best. It was an ancient old machine that had no brakes to speak of whatsoever. It was loud, noisy, smelly, extremely hot in hot weather because it was just this big glass box. It was a horrible, horrible machine. And so, yes, of course, I was the young chap, so I was the one that had to drive that instead of being in the cooling breeze up on top of the load, which was actually probably the better job. Now that nowadays you got like nice new telehandlers with air conditioning and all sorts, and everybody wants to drive them. But fortunately these days, if I ever was to go and do it again, like the last time I went and helped do some, I was one of the older people. So yeah, the young lad, we kicked him up on top of the load and I sat the telehandler because I felt that I'd earned it. All those years of sitting in that hot, dirty, sweaty, horrible, stinky machine, and then finally you get the nice new shiny one. I'm not about to give that up. I earned the right to use that machine. I earned that. Many, many hours of hard work and hard labour. Right, why isn't it picking any more up? We're just not close enough. So you do have to drive fairly close to these. Of course, the other option is not using a telehandler. I've never picked up a field that is all laid out like this. I've never ever done this. We've always used a bale sled of some kind or another. Either a flat 8 or just basically it's just kind of a bunches them all up. The sled is very, very basic. Whoa! Where are you going, trailer? This is why you need trailer brakes. Okay. We have a slight issue with the massive weight of this. I think really we need the double wheel dolly, because I think this dolly is not helping the situation at all. The double wheels probably would have helped, but again, I'm still not sure if I'd have been able to fit through the gateway. So we're just going to have to come on down through here. So yeah, the bales would at least be in groups. Look, 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 look. Slowly, slowly. Right, that's it. I was leasing this one because I thought it'd be the right thing to do, but I'm not going to. I'm going to turn off the loading a minute, and I'm going to go up here because we do have a double wheel dolly underneath that trailer over there. So I didn't even need to lease this one. So let me just unhitch this right here. We'll leave that trailer. We're going to take this dolly over and we're going to swap it for the double-wheeled one. And we're going to see if that makes a difference. Because we have found previously that this dolly is not the best one to use. Let's swing around there. And I don't think I can make that turn. Can I? Oh! Missed it by a cat's whisker. A cat's whisker, ladies and gentlemen. That was tight. Right, let me just pull this one over here. If it works, we'll get the we'll get on the phone to the people that we hire from, and we'll tell them they can come and collect it. They hired us a second-rate piece of gear and gave us no warnings whatsoever that it would be behaving in such a fashion, so they can come and get it, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not wasting any more of my time and money on something that, quite frankly, does not do what we want it to do. And yeah, I may sound a little bit harsh, but that's how I feel on this one. It's a waste. Having to spend a lot of my time correcting something that they should have told me about in the first place is costing me money. Time is money. My time is money. So, yeah, we're not doing it. We'll phone them up. We'll see in a minute, though. I could be completely barking up the wrong tree, and the dealership could have done us proud, but let's just get this one over here, and then we're going to head back down over the hill, and we're going to test out and see how well this works. So let's back under there. There we go. Right. Bring it back round here. Already, I sense an improvement. I already sense a vast improvement. So let's go back up here. We'll go where we were. Actually, let's just start loading bales again while we're at it. Helper F has completed their task. I very much doubt that Helper F has completed their task. I suspect that they've just done some of the field and then decided to give up because the corner was too much. So here we go. This is the test. This is where we failed last time. It kind of pushed us down the hill. You need to go slow. You cannot go fast around a corner. It's holding it tight. It's not going anywhere at all. Look at that. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. You could not hope for better. Right. Let's get on the phone. Hi. And there we go. Garage. Right. Hi, this is Frith here. Yeah, you leased me this the Dolly EA, and it certainly is not suitable for the trailer that we leased it with. You gave no indication whatsoever, so you can come and collect that. I'm not doing it, and quite frankly, I'm expecting a refund. Right, that's that dealt with. I don't think that he's going to give us a refund. You probably didn't hear him, but he was swearing at me down the phone just then. I think it was quite rude. I really do. This is perfect. No sliding around, no nothing. So we need a two-wheel dolly when we're using this trailer. The single-wheel dolly on a hill really doesn't cut it. But we did find that out before. We ran into issues with the single-wheel dolly anyway. So technically it's kind of our fault, I would say. But there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get to this corner and I'm going to stop. I'm going to go and sort out the weeder and make sure that he gets going again, because we do need to make sure that field gets finished. And then we'll come back and we'll carry on picking up some more bales. He's carrying on. He's actually almost finished, just not quite. So while he does that, we will continue going around the field. So yeah, I never actually finished saying what I was going to say. What I used to do, I've been in miles an hour again. I've done that. The first episode this week, I did the entire thing in miles per hour. And I'm really sorry, because New Zealand is kilometres. New Zealand is all metric, so we need to be in kilometres for New Zealand. And I've noticed there's an awful lot of Kiwis coming on here and been watching this series, which is fantastic. I genuinely didn't realise that quite so many Kiwis were actually watching my channel. I knew that there were a few, but I was surprised I've been surprised this week by the number of comments from people tuning in from New Zealand. And yes, they do, from what I've seen, most New Zealanders do generally refer to themselves as Kiwis, so it's not a detrimental thing or a rude word to use. See, you got different. Let me just finish what I was going to say originally, and then we can diverse. So yes, going along the field, it's a lot harder when you don't have a loader with you, any kind of loader at all. And what you do is you drive along like this, but you don't stack them quite like this. You would actually stack them right to the front, and you do the whole stack there, and you leave one bit lower down, so you have one person on the floor on the field, or sometimes two, and then you have one person on a low point on the trailer, and you throw the bale up to the person on the low point on the trailer, and then you get the person on the low point, he takes that bale and he chucks it up onto the top, and the person up there stacks it away, and you just work your way through the trailer. It's hard work, okay? It's really hard work. There's no two ways about it. It's absolutely exhausting doing it like that, and it's very, very hard work. It's fine doing a trailer load. Anyone can do that. It's when you got to spend 2 weeks doing it, and you don't do short days either. When you're in the summer and you're in the middle of doing your hay harvest, you work every single hour that you got sunlight, and unfortunately, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere, you got a lot of hours of sunlight. You got an awful lot of hours of sunlight in the summer. I'm assuming it's the same for you guys in the Southern Hemisphere, although your summer tends to fall around Christmas time instead of June and July. So, yeah, everywhere's different, but essentially it's the same. If it's summertime and you work on a farm, you're going to do some long hours. That's just how that's just one of those things. It just happens. So yeah, Kiwis. Yes, we got a lot of Kiwis watching his channel. We got a huge number of Kiwis watching his channel, which is absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that we got so many Kiwis watching us. And oh, Helper E has completed the task again. I'm a bit suspicious about that, but I'll go and finish that field off after this episode, and that'll be pretty much everything that we need to do before we're ready to start fast forwarding time. We'll see. And so yeah, the Kiwis, and it's New Zealanders will often refer to themselves as Kiwis, so I'm not being rude, I'm not using words that could be offensive, or deemed offensive by some. And that sort of takes me to some descriptions of people are offensive, and the people will find it offensive. Whereas other descriptions of people, they actually use it themselves, and you kind of almost think that it could be offensive, but it's not. And it's a minefield, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, like English people being referred to as limeys is a common one in Australia in particular, is to call, and I don't know about New Zealand, because I've never been to New Zealand, I don't know very many people from there. I'm not sure about various like terminology and phrases in that are frequently used, but the Australians referring to English people as limeys is generally considered slightly insulting. Right, slightly insulting. I couldn't care less. You want to call me a limey, you call me a limey. And what I find fascinating about these things is where they come from. Now, obviously, a Kiwi for New Zealander is from kiwi fruit and kiwi birds, and it's kiwi everything, because it's well, I don't know if it's just that. It's there's lots. Kiwi is common in New Zealand, and so you'd kind of expect it. And kiwi fruits and kiwi birds and that, it's exclusive to New Zealand, and that's where they all originated from. Something like limey, that's a really interesting one actually, because many years ago, back when England was busy transporting and colonising the world, and quite frankly we were an unpleasant bunch back in those days. We did all sorts of horrible things to all sorts of people, and one of the things that we did was, instead of sort of dealing with the poor folk in our country, when we just ignored them, and then when they were forced to steal food, I'm not saying that all of them were like this, but it did happen a lot. They were forced to steal food, so then they got arrested, and then they were deported. And there were a few places they were deported to. One of them was over in the States. There were certain places in the States that they were deported to. There were other places around the world, but one of the most famous ones is Australia. Our criminals were deported to Australia, and yes, there were some hardened criminals in that lot, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest that a lot of the criminals that were deported over to Australia were just people who simply couldn't afford to eat and stuff like that, which quite frankly I don't think is very good. So yeah, we've got a bit of a sordid history, us here in the UK, and I think we could have some improvement. Now, do you think we should get a cleaning robot for this? It's out in the middle of the field, and I'm not sure if a cleaning robot would really be right in the field, because it's out on this side. The sheep would be forever tripping over it. I'm wondering if we should not have a cleaning robot, and even I'm also considering perhaps if we were to not clean it at all, we could occasionally come up with a 91% cleanliness. I think we get a 10% loss when it goes all the way down. We could occasionally come up here and do a little bit of cleaning. I don't know. I think a robot would be out of place up here. It doesn't seem right. But anyway, yeah. Later on, when the UK was... You know what we've got to do? We've got to put the... we're going back down into the field because we've got to put the straps and everything on this. I want to see how it works with the weight on the trailer. Later on, after we'd already shipped out loads of convicts and kind of abandoned them to Australia, you started to get lots of sailors going backwards and forwards all the time, and it was a frequent thing. And sailors, in order to avoid getting a disease called scurvy, which is a complete lack of vitamin C, which causes your gums to rot and your teeth to fall out, they would take lemons and limes on their ship, and limes were more commonly taken than lemons. And so, because the sailors would always have, they would have one lime every day in order to avoid scurvy, and so the nickname of limey just kind of took off from that, and that's why it's limey. But it's a kind of a detrimental term, like a slightly insulting one. What am I looking for? I think I just want to unload right here with Y, don't I? Okay. That wasn't... Excuse me. Okay, yeah. That wasn't quite what I was what I was wanting. If we pick these back, let's just pick these back up again, shall we? There we go. And I'm gonna have to sort of drive round, I think, and come at them from the lower side. I think this trailer's actually got a smaller area of effect than the bigger one. It doesn't seem to go out the sides quite as much as the bigger trailer. I'm not sure though. It could just be me. There's one underneath the trailer there. Oh no, he's been picked up now. So let's come around again. That was brilliant. I should have expected that. We're on a hill. I should really have expected that. There we go. So I've completely picked it up again, and I wanted to try unloading this load and putting it onto the trailer, but it's going to end up tipping off again. Let's try it here, shall we? I'm going to do this really quick. Okay, it works at this angle. It does work at this angle. So let me just... we put the straps on. There we go. Now we can see about towing it up the hill. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted a full load here. And I like this. You've got the proper weight of it on here now. And it's really making this tractor struggle. He's really grunting now. Pulling in all of those 390 horsepower to get this up the hill. Because that is a fair weight. We got a lot of hay on that trailer. We really do. Let's bring it on round here. And I think we are going to have to spin the circle. I don't think we're just going to get straight through because of the angle of the gate there. So we're going to have to come out this way, spin round in a circle. And this is where we got to go slow. We're on steep hills here, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want this trailer tipping over. So anyway, yeah, that's where limey came from, was the fact the sailors used to suck limes as they were on their way out to Australia with the convicts. And obviously the convicts weren't particularly fond of the sailors because the sailors were taking them somewhere that they didn't necessarily feel that they should be going. And it was harsh in those days. Especially when the first colonies were being set up in Australia. They literally, when they got there, the guards, convicts, everything was all forgotten, and they had to work together in order to be able to do it. Because if they didn't work together, everybody would die, and it was extremely harsh environment. It's absolutely fascinating learning about that. What this has got to do with New Zealand, I don't really know, other than the fact that we got Kiwis over here in New Zealand. But that's not an insulting term. That's one that you've put for yourselves. I was hoping that some of that would go in, but no, we're completely full, so it's not taking any of it. Which means that we're going to have to load it back on there. Some of it's sort of falling over and then going on like that. If I spin round and then come back through, we've just we just imagine that we've just taken down the electric fence just for a minute. We're going to have to store this hay somewhere else. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get it into a shed or not. That's going to be the difficult bit. Through here. There we go. Right. See, I'm genuinely torn now. Do I use a picture of the hay falling off the trailer for my thumbnail? Or do I... Where's the rest of the bales gone? We've got 4 bales missing. Do I use a picture of the thumb... Oh, maybe 2 bales went into the trough. That could be it. Do I use the picture of the bales falling off the trailer, or do I use the picture of the sheep walking across the top of the trailer? It's a tough choice. So we've got 3 bales have gone in. So let me just turn off the working thing, and we want to bring the bales over here. So if we've got all these bales here, we're going to have to find a way to move them in or over to there. Now what I'm thinking is I want to try and back them in there, but I have completely run out of time, so I'm going to have to do this next time. I think we're going to leave it here, and next time we will come back and we will back this trailer in there and see if we can unload one lot of bales into the bay. I'm not sure if it's going to like chuck it up above the roof or not. This could be very, very interesting exercise. I think we could have a bit of fun doing this. So my question for this week is placeables. Do you want me to get the hayloft? Yes or no? I know they're not very common in New Zealand, but I do believe you occasionally find them. So would you like me to use the hayloft? Yes or no? Head in the comment section down below. Let us know what you want. It's your vote. It's your game. And come over there. So yeah, we're going to move some of this stuff around. I can actually start doing that now while we say goodbye. There we go. I know that I said I wanted to finish everything up today. I actually wanted to finish it up yesterday so that we could go on and do something new and different. And so far we haven't. We keep doing the same stuff over and over. So I would like to apologise for that, and I am hoping that eventually I will be able to get myself in gear and sort of get a few more things done. Because once this is done, I think really we want to fast forward to tomorrow so that we can harvest that wheat, which means that we'll be able to test the AI vehicle extension, which I think would be absolutely great fun. And then we can sell well, I said we sell the wheat. We've also got a load of other crops to sell anyway. We've got all of this here. So we should be able to make a bit of money out of some of this, because we don't have pigs, so we don't need to keep any of it. We can just sell, sell, sell. Make a pile of cash. And that one can go there. I think that's okay. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.